Good morning, and how is everybody doing today? So I thought I would come on and talk a little bit about letting go, which, as you know, is my absolute passion / obsession. I think we're living in pretty challenging times for a lot of us. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of overwhelm, a lot of grief, and yeah, maybe a lot of arguments coming into our relationships and different belief systems, different opinions, maybe the past coming through. I know that I'm having a lot of memories from the past that are not particularly pleasant. So trying to disassociate from it. Because remember, what happens with our memory is we capture it. These real big highs and lows that we can remember. We capture it in kind of 5D, the smells, the pictures, the sights, the sounds, the sensations, but also it's how we perceived it in that moment, which of course may not necessarily be true. So not only are we carrying all the things that happened the way we thought they had happened, does anything ever happen like that? But we're carrying a lot of the stuff that how we perceived it in that moment in time. Let me just make a couple of adjustments on good old FB. So, yeah, so what do we do? And, you know, so many people still talking about anxiety. And what is anxiety? It's a feeling, right? It's a feeling that can be caused for many reasons. And what tends to happen is we have a feeling and then we look out through the feeling to try and make sense of why we're feeling like that. And that's actually the wrong way around. Because the feeling could be happening for any amount of given reasons. And us trying to figure it out, which is a big thing that we use in the Sedona method. Are you trying to figure it out? Are you wishing it was different? Are you taking it personally? You know, all of these different things that are actually making us realize or believe that there's something wrong, and that we know the reason for that, which is pretty hilarious, really, because maybe the anxiety in the belly is caused by a solar flare, for example, and then you make a story up that it's because of what somebody said to you, what somebody did to you, all the personal reasons, all the reasons why you've been taking it personally. And that, of course, is just a story that we just made up. And it can be quite, it can feel insulting if I say to people, that's a story, that's a story. Because every time we speak, we're kind of making up stories to a degree. And I think realizing that we're making up a narrative is very helpful for us to change the narrative. And with a lot of the work that we're doing now, it's very much about what are you thinking about, and can you think about something else? What are you believing, and could you change that belief if you so desire? And what are you feeling, and how do you change how you feel? So let's start just with the 4-7-8 and a couple of really quick breath techniques that you can use to very quickly change how you feel. So 4-7-8, breathe in for 4, hold for 7, and out for 8. And as you breathe in through the nose and you breathe out through the mouth, with the tongue on the gum just above the 2 front teeth, which apparently closes an energy circuit. So breathe in, hold, and out. in, hold, and out. And in, and hold, and out. And in, hold, and out. We'll do one more. In, hold, and out. And just back to your normal breathing. And how does it feel? Can you notice any difference in how you're feeling? So that's a very, very simple way to change your chemistry very, very quickly. And especially if you wake up early in the morning or in the middle of the night and you feel anxiety for no apparent reason, which can happen. It certainly happens during the menopause. It can happen with the blood sugar fluctuating. There's many reasons why it can be because of what you ate or what you have been eating, and your microbes are hungry and going, and so it's a complete lack of understanding around the body, which, I mean, how else could we possibly have thought, given the education that we've been given? So that's a very simple one, the 4-7-8. Just change your own chemistry in 1 minute. You can do 4 of the rounds of that in 1 minute, and you can do it as often as you want through the day. And I highly recommend, if you suffer from anxiety, that you make a practice of the 4-7-8 and that you engage in patience in order to really change your chemistry. So the other one that you can do that's very quick and easy is the 5-7. Now, I always purse my lips when I'm breathing out because that helps me to control the out breath. So let's just do 4 of these. In for 5 and out for 7. So in and out. And in and out. And in and out. And in and out. Beautiful. I can feel myself getting nice and zen. Now, obviously, depending on the levels of your anxiety and the level of control that your mind has over you, because this is all about us identifying who's in control and what voice we're going to listen to and what beliefs that we are holding on to and that are resounding from our subconscious without us being fully aware. So this is where Byron Katie's The Work comes into it. Just ask. So the voice in the head says, they did that deliberately. Is that true? Is it true that they deliberately tried to hurt you? And if you want to hang on, yes, it was deliberate, because there are some people that are doing things in their view deliberately. But why are they behaving like that? Because they're in a contracted negative state. And another brilliant sentence that helps me is that hurt people hurt people. So if somebody's trying to hurt you, well, first of all, it's your responsibility to identify the trigger in you and mine. It's all our responsibilities. the kind of left idea is to try and get everybody to change so that they never ever upset you. And the kind of right wing idea is that, pull your pants up and don't get upset or hurt by other humans. And the reality is that that's going to happen. There's going to be days when you're bulletproof, and there's going to be days maybe when you're not so bulletproof. And that's when it's a good idea to pull back from things like social media and maybe family members, work colleagues that are really, and maybe you're just, in an emotional negative state for a very good reason, i.e. grief, i.e. relationship breakups, friendship breakups, all of these things where it's relative to grieve and feel sad. So it's identifying when you need to pull away so that you don't become one of the hurt people that hurts people. So it's very much with letting go. I remember when Nicola Sturgeon was making all the rules during COVID, and I was just like, oh my God, every single thing that she recommended to me was anti-human and anti-health. And it made me realise that so many of our politicians, I don't even think they're all evil. I think some of them are. There's a power thing going on, but it's just a complete lack of understanding about humanness, because in the West, we became this capitalist, money, it's a materialistic world. And I've participated in that, and it can be fun, but it can also be incredibly destroying. So if you are a materialist who really believes that the body's just biological and chemical, you're going to be making assumptions, as we all have done, that the energetic, invisible part that we don't see, like the thoughts, like the emotions, like the beliefs, we're finding ways to measure it. I spoke to a couple of ambulance men recently who said we have no way of knowing if the reason that somebody is not responding is emotional. They can't measure that. But I was really impressed that they identified that they know, and they knew very, very quickly that the situation we were in was not dangerous in any shape or form. It was emotional, but they had no way of measuring it. And their job really is just to eliminate are you dying? Is there a physical issue that they can help with? So good on the paramedics. Incredible. I would rather probably have a paramedic now than a doctor. Anyway, hopefully I'll not need either. But you never know, do you? That's why you need to make your wishes clear about what you want and really think about your body and how, especially as you get older, how you would like things to be. So anyway, back to the task in hand, us feeling better from anxiety. Now, everybody feels anxiety. It's a completely normal human emotion. And very often, I always remember my friend when she went on stage the first time to do stand-up comedy. She was pulling her neck with anxiety and nerves. And I just remember thinking, I think if I was as nervous as that about something, I wouldn't do it. So I really, really admired the fact that she absolutely felt the fear/terror and got on with it anyway. It's a very good exercise in life, because sometimes that fear comes in and we cannot control it. We have to deal with it, and that's when you find out how resilient you are. Because we had a couple of situations recently where there was a lot of fear and a lot of intense grief, and it's like, we'll get through this. My friends, that's what they said, we'll get through this. And I was like, you have to, don't you? There's some things you just have to get through. They're not nice, they're not pleasant, but can we get through these things with less fear and less anxiety? And the answer to that is yes. So it's really important for us to have these tools. And, I'm learning every single festival, every event. I mean, the healing was an incredible learning experience for me personally. I believe it changed me, because I had 3 months of meditation and observation and being in a very calm state in one of the most beautiful places in the world. It was incredible experience. I mean, I'm learning still every day, still open, and that's why I really enjoy people who come to me with ideas and willing to help, not just saying, you should have done this, you should have done that. I know, there's only so much one person can do. So it's fantastic for me to see these people coming towards a charity that are genuinely willing to help in a really positive way with great suggestions, and they offer to back up, the movement, because this is absolutely not about me. This is about, we're slightly different from a lot of other well-being, because we're bringing well-being people together. We want to know every amazing thing that's going on in Scotland, and we're bringing these people together to teach you about Scotland's wild medicine. Because what is wild, two things: wild is that a lot of it's just growing right out there right now at the right time in the right place. That's pretty wild. The other thing that is wild is that we don't know about it. And it's not just the plants and the land, although I really believe it. It's like the land played a part. The testimonies I'm still getting about it, how it was life-changing. I believe the land was holding us in a way. It's a very, very, Skye's a very special place. It's that, so homeopathy, it's wild that people don't know that. And it's been, you just go online and all the trolls will be in, because Big Pharma's in charge here, right? And what we're saying is there's other ways. Now, it's a choice. You can go down the conventional route. That's absolutely your choice. And I wish everybody the best of luck with that. And we want to support people that want to hold hands with the old and the ancient, because all that we're telling you about is what the ancients knew about already. There is nothing new here, apart from the energy medicine machines. So, but the big thing is, what I realised in Tarbert was with Alex Ray and Alex Mitchell and John Watt, was that they're survival stories. And I love survival stories. I love people who defy the odds. And you can defy the odds, and it's actually not a miracle. It's basic, common back reconnection to yourself and to your purpose. And a big part of that is about faith. The faith is about you tuning in to your heart. And this is the thing that I love. It's getting information from a different place. It's not from a book. It's not from another expert. It's not from me. You're tuning in to you. And that's really our absolute mission at Heal Scotland, is to help you tune in to you, so that you, at this moment in time, may be drawn to yin yoga, because maybe that's what you need, that restorative reconnection, gentle interaction with the body. Maybe it's Ashtanga. You're younger, it's not always to do with youth, but you want something a bit more vibrant, a bit more blah, blah, blah. So we're choosing different things at different times, depending on what's going on in the body. And the body, thanks to the loon balls that we have in government and how we've poisoned everything, the body's always striving for balance and homeostasis and healing. That's a given, right? Because it's always trying to detox the crap that was never meant to be going in there. And I'm so excited to be talking to Steve and Jane from the Good Food Project this afternoon, because at 1:00 live, I love what they're doing. It's just like, that nutrition's starting to bore me, because it's just a case of, I'll stop eating shite. And I'm in a privileged position. I get access to the best quality food. And it's just me I have to worry about. My aunt, making sure that my brother maybe making sure that they're getting great food. But I'm not running around with a full-time job and kids, to get to school and clubs and all that. I'm very aware of that. So I am in a privileged position. So I'm really, I know that Steve and Jane deliver, the Good Food Project delivers to your door. And I think I wish I'd had that when my kids were younger. Just get good food delivered a couple of times a week. And then it's just a case of banging it all into a slow cooker, a pressure cooker, or a salad bowl. That's the way I would see it. Grate it up and eat it raw, if that is relevant, or bang it into a slow cooker or a pressure cooker. So I'm going to be doing, and John Angus, we're discussing ideas about the food, because everybody loves food, everybody loves to talk about it, everybody loves to kid on that they're going to make it. And we're going to be looking at using Steve's produce, obviously, because we are 100% behind good food for our country people. I don't get why and how the government doesn't realise if you don't feed your people well, you're not going to have a good economy. But anyway, I digress. Let's do some more letting go. So, how do you feel? So the problem with our feelings is, right, so it might be a disturbed dysbiotic microbiome. It could be medications that you've been taking or have taken. It could be your own medications, alcohol, gas, whatever it is that you would take, sugar, all of these things, along with our external environment, a whole load of fake stuff in our house, smells, etc., that can be affecting the inner environment. Maybe we're in a, very poor lighting. I know that fluorescent lighting shows up a lot in our machines. So the lighting stressing the body, the Wi-Fi stressing the body, the chemicals in the water are stressing the body, the aluminium, the heavy metals that are in the environment have come in. And then we're stressed, we're racing against time, we don't have enough time, blah, 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 all of that. And then we're making poor choices in terms of eating. And then the whole thing starts again tomorrow. So I'm sure you've all delved into that cycle of not the unhelpful cycle as opposed to the helpful cycle. So when we are in the contracted, stress-filled states, and Joe Dispenza talks about this in The Source as well, we make poorer choices because we believe we're separate. We don't have the energy. We don't have the wherewithal to think about, how is everybody else in the world doing? It's all about me, and I need to... It's survival, right? Literally at its most simple, basic level. What can I do to survive today? I will eat whatever is there. I will phone in something that will make me feel better, and it will make me feel better. So that's another podcast. So how do we change how we feel before we behave through the feelings? And this goes for making any choice, what you're going to say, what you're going to eat, what you're going to drink, what you're going to think, because your emotions will be driving your thinking. So, and I've got the chart of that. So if you're feeling angry, you'll be thinking angry thoughts. If you're feeling love, you'll be thinking loving thoughts, and you'll be doing loving things. So how can we get ourselves up that vibrational scale before we make these choices that keep us down in these lower vibrational states? Now, with John's story, it was a matter of days. And I've had a friend I put on the GAPS diet. Within 3 or 4 days, he was sleeping well and pooing well. We know what to do. It's the doing it that's the issue, day after day after day. So when you can, what is this energy system saying to me today? There's a feeling in there. So right now my body's going, I would quite like something to eat. Do I have to act through that feeling? No. I can feel it. Feel your belly now. What's it saying? Can you just welcome the feelings that are there and then just let it go? Feelings are energy in motion, emotion. So we don't have to let them rule our lives. Now, if they're very strong and the urge is overwhelming, then that's a different issue. And perhaps you need help with somebody. Again, we can look into the gut. Are there parasites that are sucking you dry, eating all your B-vits, all your fats, you're creating this stress that's burning up all the good fuel inside you and leaving the body screaming for something. So maybe you need to work with somebody. Maybe you can do your own research and work it out yourself just by doing if you've traveled a lot to foreign countries. If you're going to have parasites, as simple as that, and worms. We all have them, even with the food we're eating. So you can do a gentle parasite cleanse. You can Google it. You can work with somebody. I always just research for myself. That doesn't work for everybody, but that's what I do. And there's lots of brilliant research out there. So start thinking about, why is the body? What is the body communicating? and start asking the right questions. What would it take for me to understand what the body is communicating? How can I understand this level of uncomfortable energy in the body? What would it take for me to feel at peace? So you start with your language. Instead of going, oh, my anxiety, I am anxious, that powerful affirmation that locks that reality in. We open it up. What would it take for me to be free from anxiety and to stay in a peaceful, joyful state? So there's the language right there. And then we can tap, right? Even although I've got this feeling, a feeling of foreboding, a feeling of overwhelm, a feeling of anxiety, a feeling of loneliness, a feeling of being cut off and separate, a feeling of being different, a feeling of being disregarded, unheard, whatever it is that you're feeling. Even although I've got these feelings and I've had them for a long time, I deeply and completely love, trust, and accept myself. Even although I've got this feeling, even although I'm not even sure why I've got this feeling, even although I'm fed up feeling like this, I would just like to feel joyful, peaceful, loving, kind, and caring. And even although I'm wishing it was different, I deeply and completely love, trust, and accept myself. And even although I'm trying to figure it all out, why do I feel like that? Why did they do this? Why? And even although I've been taking it personally, I deeply and completely love, trust, and accept myself. And I'm now open to letting all of this go. Keep tapping, keep breathing, and feel free to use your own words. It's not enough to know, you have to take the action. So I'm letting go of all these contracted negative emotions and stories. I'm releasing all suffering. I allow myself to unhook from the past and all the trauma, grief, betrayals, and fun that I had there. It's safe for me to let go. I have the courage to set myself free, to allow myself to expand. I am a powerful being, and I am remembering that power within. It feels amazing to let go of the suffering and the stories. I'm letting go, I'm letting go, and I'm letting go a little bit more. I'm letting go of all need for approval, and I'm letting go of all wanting to control. And I'm letting go of all wishing it was different. I allow love and joy to flow. I allow myself to be grateful for what I have and what I am. I am a powerful, powerful energy being. And just breathe and allow your eyes to go up to each corner, down and round and round, and back round. Feel. If you did that with me, you have let go. You've allowed the body to release stuff that no longer serves. And this is really itchy. So let me know how you're feeling. And just before we finish, we're really now having a lot of science around how we predict our future. So what are you predicting for your body? And we can only really do this for ourselves. And obviously, the more you lighten up. Morning, Gaynor. How you doing, darling? The more you lighten up, the more light you put in, literally, to your workplace, to your family, to your cells. And they're maybe the most important of all to start off with, because as soon as you allow the cells to expand, and as soon as you feel that feeling, just relief of believing all the BS and waking up, remembering that with all the power that you have, then you will infect and affect the people around you. And once you know this, it becomes a wee bit of a responsibility to do that. But it's not your job to help others remember. It's their job. But we can definitely influence each other for the greater levels of joy. And if we're influencing each other anyway, surely we want to be that influence that people go, oh my God, how much better I felt when they came in the room, when they listened, when they acknowledged, when they witnessed. Because if we can allow ourselves to be the witness, if we can witness ourselves, the witnessing, the observer. Yes, we're going to the Polar Bear Club. My first ever visit. I cannot wait. I can't wait to see Kenny because I just love him and all my friends that are coming along. The Polar Bear Club, wild medicine at its wildest. What incredible work they're doing. It just brings me joy to see it, as it brings me joy to see so many incredible groups in our country. So many incredible people willing to step up and be the change. Very, very exciting. That few days I spent with social entrepreneurs and all the people involved in that. The change is on, for sure. The change is on, and we are the change. Scotland's wild medicine. Letting go is wild medicine because it's just the medicine that we're not being taught about in the allopathic world. Lifestyle medicine is coming in. They're calling it the lifestyle prescriptions, and I know great doctors out there that are recommending that. You don't need to wait. You can absolutely access this by joining our group. We give tons of stuff away for free. We've got literally hundreds of podcasts. Everything is a clear intention to help you feel better and to help you remember who you truly are and the power within you. And that's really what it's about now. And this information is not coming from books or universities or experts. This information is coming through you. And it levels every single one of us on this planet. all you have to do is keep your mind open and skeptical and try it before you slate it, because it's usually the other way around. When you see the body as an energy system, while the energy system interacting with the elements, you'll understand that information is flowing through you. That where are your thoughts even coming from? And why are we making up stories that actually destroy the body, along with well-meaning others telling us that we're powerless, that we cannot, that we're going to die? Aye, maybe. Maybe's aye, maybe's no. And we need to get away from the fear, because what we're understanding about heart coherence is fear takes you out of coherence. Fear puts you into discordance. I'll be talking more about this next week at the Polar Bear Club, because we're going to be doing Suk Suk Blow there, and we're going to be going into coherence in a big way. And when that energy starts to flow, that can feel terrifying for some people, because they've never been in coherence for a long time, or that they can remember, or maybe they've never even been in coherence. So when you go into it and that energy starts to flow, it feels different. And sometimes we're scared of different. And sometimes that peace and space can feel unsolid, and we can't grab onto it. And it's like, whoa! It's so exciting. So if you have not done Suk Suk Blow yet, please come along and join us in a very safe and well-held environment. People that are moving out from fear, you see it across the board. Don't do that, it's dangerous. Don't breathe like that, it's dangerous. Don't do this, it's dangerous. Listen, you're smart, you're human. Tune in. Is it right for you? If you are called, do not let fear stop you. You could just be missing the experience of your lifetime. And when you start to really engage with the invisible, life changes completely. And the ice, the way Kenny and the guys there, I'm looking forward to meeting everybody there as well, how they help people overcome the obstacle of the mind. It's the only obstacle we'll ever have. And what they're doing, blowing records out the water, working with people. I think the Titanic project was really inspiring for me as well, because you've probably heard the term, if you fall in icy water, you've got 90 seconds and you'll die. Well, I think we all know people personally who that's not happened to. But that actual belief that you die after 90 seconds could be enough to kill you, along with all the other well-meaning things, health and bloody safety and risk assessments. Now, there's obviously a line. You have to go, well, don't trip over that. Don't hold on to that electric fence. There's obvious things, but what we've done is, as we always do, is we've taken it to the other extreme, and people are missing out on life and living because they're too scared to breathe, too scared to get cold, too scared not to eat. Even with the fasting stuff, you need to be careful, that's dangerous. Oh, keep us peace. Seriously, the oldest ways in the world, strengthening, pushing past your obstacles. So you can listen to the fear, but you can listen to your heart. And it's not to say it's you rock up for everything, which I tend to do. I like to try everything myself, on myself first. Some things will bring me back. Other things, I'm like, no, I tried that. It was good. As an experience, I don't need to try it again. And I think looking into these ethereal experiences with plant medicines, which I've tried most of, although I've not tried San Pedro, it turns out, I like to experience all these things because I know there is a place for them in our medicine cabinet. Am I going in the ice next week? Probably, I would think. Yeah, are you? I can't go to the Polar Bear Club and not go in the ice. I mean, that would just be ludicrous. But obviously I'll be doing the breath work, so I'm not quite sure how the format's going to work. Kenny and I will be doing a live next week, so we will tell and excite everybody about the potential for that night. Again, one of the biggest things is the collaboration, and I talk about this a lot. We need to get over our petty, bringing others down. We can't be bringing others down. We have a whole country here of people. We've got 33% of our population unable to work. This mission is way, way bigger than a club or a method or a, one way of doing it. You're not sure again? That's hilarious. And I remember us talking about it coming out there. He said, we'll not do this again, will we? Knowing full well that we will. It's I don't think it'll be 10 minutes. I think it'll be just your average run in the mill bath, I think. So yeah, we need to start working from the heart. I totally went off track there, sorry. And all these clubs that are doing incredible things. When you're on a healing journey, often changing your diet will not be enough. And it depends, obviously, how much stress the body's under. You have to look at past traumas, breath work, letting go, nature, getting into nature. The trees have increased your natural killer cells in 3 days. So there's lots of different things that you can do. So what we're saying is all of these people are doing incredible things, and we need to collaborate, because there's certain people, I would say, go to Sharon Tate, go to Fiona Leishman, go to the Polar Bear Club, go to Claire or Jean Dow, go to Giovanna. I don't have all the answers, and I certainly don't have all the expertise in these specialised fields. So this collaboration, or I might even say go to the doctor. You need to, I've got a couple of amazing friends that I trust in my life, Anne-Marie's Houston and Jackie Gilmer. They're two people that I would call regularly for advice. So we should all be working together, and that's really what the Heal Scotland movement's about, is that ultimately it's about you learning about your body so that you know who to interact with, whether it's a person, whether it's nature, whether it's an illness, whether it's inside, meditating and visualizing. So that's what I was going to say before I went right off on a tangent. Let's visualize your body in this moment the way you would love it to be, on a physical, emotional, mental and spiritual level. Because to me, it's all coming down to faith. If you have a true faith, whether it's in a creator, whether it's in the divine, whether it's in a field, whether it's in a God, I don't know. I don't even know what it is. For me, it's a frequency of unconditional love, and I'm not kidding on. I know anything else about it. I like that feeling of unconditional love. That's where I want to live. So seeing yourself right now in that state, that vibrant energy field of unconditional love, and seeing any dis-ease in your body completely light and free from pain, free from stuck emotions, free from blockages, traumas of the past. Light body, the energy side of the body, the electromagnetic field, which sends information into the body and out. So maybe see yourself running or jumping or dancing, the Kaylee. See the physical health you would love to have, even if it seems a wee bit out your reach right now. Maybe it's something as simple as walking, free from pain. Your knees, your ankles, your hips, your shoulders, whatever. See yourself the way you would love it to be. Because remember, the body follows the mind. So what you want to be doing is going over here, body. I want to be free from pain. I want to be free from emotional suffering. I want to be a super athlete in my own world. I want cardiovascular health. I want emotional freedom. I want to be the witness. I want to be the observer of life and not the victim of it. Whatever it is you want, maybe you're healing something right now. Maybe it's the labels you've been carting around. Carting around the past. When are we allowed to let go of the past? And when will others allow us to be free? Because we're all changing, right? We're all shifting in consciousness, and you can see that everywhere. Wow. So you can see people in suffering, you can see people wakening up. I love my favourite saying of the week is, you're being woken, not broken. And with that, I will leave you because I have a busy day ahead. And remember, breathe 4-7-8. Breathe in for 5 and out for 7. You can even make the out breath longer if you're feeling more anxious, to 5-10. Out breath slowly will really take you out of fight or flight. And keep doing it. So, I know that. Oh yeah, I learned that. I did that course. But are you taking what you know and putting it into action? Because action is where the results happen. Tap. Let go. Shift your language. What would it take for me to create the most incredible healing oasis in the world? Let the universe give me the answer. Have an awesome weekend, Gaynor. I'll see you next Thursday. Hopefully see a lot of you there. Sending huge